Most people plant their potatoes flat in the ground, and without realizing it, they bury most of their potential harvest before it ever has a chance to grow. Because a potato does not build its crop on ordinary roots, it builds it from the buried stem, in the dark layers of soil most gardeners never think to use. Old Amish growers understood this, so they stopped planting outward and started planting upward, the same small patch of soil, the same seed potato. Several times the harvest, no chemicals, no machines. Just one quiet rule about how this plant actually works, and once you see it, you may never plant potatoes the normal way again. Think about what that means. A single seed potato, planted in a space no wider than a car tire, can produce far more than most gardeners expect from that same patch of ground. Not because the plant is magic, not because you need some rare variety. The difference is hidden under the surface. Most gardeners plant once, cover once, and wait. But the old growers did something more powerful. They kept feeding the buried stem with darkness and loose soil because a potato keeps working as long as you keep burying more of its stem. That is why they did not think of potatoes as a flat crop. They thought of them as a vertical one. Same plant, same small footprint, completely different harvest. And it all begins with one decision you make before the first seed potato ever touches the ground. The same mistake almost every gardener makes the moment they plant potatoes flat. Welcome to my channel. Every video unearths one more secret they forgot to bury deeper. To understand the method, you first have to understand something growers noticed long before gardening became complicated. Before plastic grow bags, before synthetic fertilizers, before every problem in the garden had a product with a label on it, farmers already knew one strange thing about the potato. When you pull loose soil up around the growing stem, the plant does not behave like an ordinary root crop. It responds to the darkness. Beneath the surface, it sends out thin underground stems called stolons. And at the ends of those stolons, the real crop begins to swell. That old practice has a name. It is called hilling. Farmers walked their rows with hoes, dragging soil up around the base of each plant again and again, while the top leaves kept reaching for the sun. They may not have used the word stolons, but they understood the result. More buried stem meant more room for the hidden crop to form in the dark, where it could grow without turning green. That was the old knowledge. The tower method simply takes that same idea and turns it vertical. Instead of spreading the soil outward across a long row, low-tech growers asked a different question. What if the hill did not have to spread out? What if it could rise up? That is where the Amish-style method gets its power, not from a secret fertilizer, not from a rare seed potato, not from anything modern at all, just a ring of wire, straw, compost, and loose soil built around the plant as it grows. Picture a narrow column of earth standing in a small garden, one plant rising through the center, straw and soil packed in around it, stage by stage. The stem climbs, the grower adds another layer. The leaves stay in the light, the buried section stays in the dark, and slowly a flat potato bed becomes a vertical one. And for the families who grew this way, it was never decoration. Every square foot mattered. It was winter storage. It was calories. It was survival, sitting quietly under the soil. So why does burying the stem matter so much? A potato is not like a carrot. The crop is not a root, but tubers that form on the stolons growing from the buried stem. Plant it shallow and leave it alone, and the plant only has a thin underground zone where those tubers can form. The leaves above may look huge, but the real crop is built in a narrow hidden layer below the surface. That is why gardeners hill their potatoes, and university extension guides describe the reason clearly. Pulling soil up around the stem increases the protected underground section, giving the plant more room to form tubers while keeping them dark and safe from turning green. So, the principle is real. More buried stem can mean more growing potential, and loose soil gives the crop room to swell. The numbers you see online are often wildly exaggerated, but the real advantage is simpler, and it is enough. A vertical setup lets you build more loose, protected growing volume on the same small footprint. It makes harvest easier, it keeps the crop contained, and with the right variety, rich soil, steady water, and careful layering, that small patch can produce far more than a lazy shallow planting ever would. That is where the 6 times promise begins to make sense. Not 6 times more than nature allows, not 6 times more than a perfectly managed field row, but several times more than the flat little patch most backyard gardeners settle for, because the tower finally uses the one thing they were wasting all along: vertical space. And that raises the real question. If the principle is this old, this simple, and this useful in small gardens, why is it not the standard way everyone grows potatoes? Why did most gardeners forget it? Here is the part that should bother you. Every season, millions of people plant potatoes the hard way, pulling a fraction of what the same soil could give, and almost no one ever tells them why. The method did not disappear because the idea was useless. It disappeared because it was inconvenient. Modern agriculture was never built around feeding a family from 2 square feet of backyard soil. It was built around acres, machines, and harvesters that dig thousands of pounds before the weather turns. And by that standard, a potato tower is worthless. You cannot build it with a tractor or harvest it in one clean pass across hundreds of plants. It takes hands. It takes watching the plant and adding soil at the right moment, layer after layer, while the stem is still alive. That is exactly the kind of slow, manual work industrial farming has spent a century trying to erase. So, no, this method was not banned. It was something quieter and, in a way, worse. It was left to die of silence. Once gardening advice began to copy the logic of large-scale growing, the small space methods started to look old-fashioned, and nobody with anything to sell had a reason to keep them alive. Because here is the truth they never say out loud. The real method is almost free. Loose soil, straw, compost, a ring of wire, a seed potato, and patience. You cannot patent that. You cannot trademark the darkness around a buried stem. You cannot charge a subscription for noticing what the plant was already trying to do. So, the free version faded, and the hype version took its place. The miracle kits, the impossible harvest claims, the photos of towers spilling out mountains of potatoes. That is what gets sold to you now. Not the quiet principle that actually works. They did not keep this from you with a law. They kept it from you with silence. And every season you planted the hard way, you paid for that silence in the harvest you never got. So here is how you actually do it, the right way, not the hype way. Start with the frame. A simple cylinder of galvanized wire mesh about 3 feet high and 2 feet across is enough. Do not turn it into a giant tower. The taller you build, the harder it becomes to keep every layer evenly moist. And uneven water is one of the fastest ways to ruin the crop. If you can, run a perforated pipe or a soaker hose down the center as you build, so the water does not just soak the top and leave the lower layers thirsty. Then choose the right potato, because this matters more than almost anything else. You want a long season variety that keeps growing for as much of the year as possible. Some growers call these indeterminate, but seed catalogs do not always label them that way. So, look for late season or main crop types and ask your local supplier what performs best in your area. Short season potatoes will still grow, but they usually finish too fast to make all that vertical layering worth it. Use certified seed potatoes, not ones from the grocery store. Grocery potatoes may carry disease, and many are treated to resist sprouting, which is exactly the opposite of what you need. If you cut them into pieces, leave at least one strong eye on each, and let the cut sides dry for a day or two so they coalesce over and resist rot. Then build in stages. A layer of loose soil and straw, the seed pieces, then cover lightly. As the stems climb, keep adding soil and straw around them, layer by layer, always leaving the top leaves in the light because those leaves are the engine that feeds the crop underneath. And go easy on nitrogen, too much, and you grow a beautiful green tower with almost nothing worth harvesting inside it. And when the plants yellow and die back at the end of the season, you do not dig. You open the wire or tip the whole tower over, and the soil breaks apart in front of you, clean potatoes rolling out by hand. No spade, no sliced tubers, no guessing where the crop is hiding. That is the part no one can take from you. You do not need anything they are selling, their miracle kits, or their patented anything. You need wire, straw, loose soil, water, and one seed potato that still remembers what it was always trying to do.